What makes a story great? Is it adventure, laughter, courage? Or is it the people who live it?
Good morning. My story is about a very famous little bison. She's known around the school. Everybody knows her, even Mr. Jones knows her, says good morning every day. Little Dawn, she was in kindergarten last year, so I think most people know who I'm talking about. But I picked her not because of her. She is an amazing, smart, if you know her history, she's pretty much kind of a miracle kiddo, but because she really shines a light on one of my favorite parts of working at Second Creek and being a bison, and that is just the community and how, once a bison, you're always a bison, and even when we get challenging students or situations, everybody just pitches in and does whatever they need to do to help a kiddo be successful. In her case, her teacher, Miss Ramirez, Miss Angel, just poured endless hours of attention and love onto her. And so many other people, Mr. Bryan, Miss Sains, Miss Olson, all did just whatever they needed to help her be successful. So there you go. And hopefully, if you haven't yet experienced a loud, cheerful good morning from Dawn, you will get to experience that this school year.
Hi, I'm Monique Martinez, and I'm a first grade teacher, and this is my story. So sitting here at the teacher table, it was conferences back in October, and I had a student who really struggled in kindergarten, came to first grade, really struggled here. The mom sat down and said, I work with her at home. I'm really disappointed that she came in so low. We worked all summer together. And she started to cry. And of course you feel so bad as the teacher saying, we're gonna get them where they need to be. Don't you worry, these are the things I'm gonna do in the classroom. This is the way you can help and support at home. So the mom left. She was a little relieved of, okay, we have a game plan. But I just still couldn't shake those tears of this mom wanting to do so much for her daughter. Fast forward to end of year conferences back in March, and she's crying again here at my kidney table. But this time, because she saw the growth of her daughter throughout the entire school year, and she was so happy that she was crying happy tears. And it just goes to show that collaboration with parents and a belief in the students are really what matters here at Second Creek.
Let's go.
Hey Anna, do you remember that Monday PD when Sherry walked in to present and she had this high ponytail dangling off the side of her head? And we were all like, is she serious? Is this part of her presentation? Like, what's going on? And she did a whole serious presentation with her little side pony flopping off the side of her head.
I do remember that. And do you remember how we all decided to honor her side ponytail by showing up for field day? And we all had the side ponytail, and she was like, what's going on?
She had no idea. And yes, it was kind of poking fun at her, but with love. We love our Sherry, and that side ponytail is iconic now.
It is, and every field day, it's side ponytail day.
Yep.
Thanks, Sherry.
Thanks, Sherry.
Hi everyone. My story about Second Creek is the story of how I became very good friends with little Cooper. So last year, Cooper was in preschool, and he and I would greet each other every morning when his mom and dad would drop him off at school. And as the school year went on, Cooper and I got to be really good friends. And so he just was the highlight of almost every single day that I had at Second Creek. He would start it out by walking by me, and then as the school year went on, he got a scooter, and he would get really, really fast on it, and he would zip around me, but he always made sure to come and say hi, and it was just the best start to every day, and that is one of my fondest memories that I have from last year.
Hi everybody. The story that I want to share with you today is my journey through 27J. I started out as a volunteer in my son's kindergarten class 21 years ago, and I loved it. I started making friends. I started getting involved in the school, realizing what goes on day to day, what the kids need. And at the end of that year, the principal asked me if I wanted to come back next year to be a part-time paraprofessional. And so I did. And at the end of that year, I got hired on full-time as a para. I did that for 8 years. And I loved it, but all the while I wanted to be more involved. I wanted to learn, I wanted to grow. So while I was a para, I went to school full time and I got my teaching license. And I did my student teaching at South here in the district. And there was not a spot for me when I graduated. It was mid-year. So I went over to Second Creek and I applied, and I got hired on, and I did 4 years as a second grade teacher and 5 years as a fifth grade teacher. And I loved that. But all the while, I was a mentor for teachers. I was involved in every committee that I can be in, and I just wanted to continue to learn and grow. So I went back while I was teaching and I got my master's. I got my master's at 50. I was 50 years old, and I couldn't have done it without my husband and the support of my kids. And it was very special to have all of my grandchildren, my kids, my husband, and everyone when I walked in my ceremony to get my master's. To this day, I continue to want to learn and grow and support teachers and paras. I come from the lens of all walks through education. So I hope that I'm understanding and supportive, and that's the person that I want to be as a leader. So that is my story of the journey through 27J.
Hello, Bison Nation. I'm Sherry Olson, and so proud to be your school counselor at Second Creek for the past 7 years. I want to tell you a little story about PBIS and the development for the last couple years. So when I arrived at Second Creek, we had a PBIS system built on bison rocks. People really struggled with what that meant, and while a solid start, our expectations felt a little stagnant. So in year 3, I partnered with some amazing, dedicated staff team members, and we reimagined our framework. We ended up creating Bison Strong. That means we are safe, we demonstrate teamwork, respect, ownership, never give up, and having a gratitude attitude. Together, as a team, we trained all staff in PBIS best practices. We built a reinforcement system around being Bison Strong. We launched shout-outs, we delivered valuable lessons, and had student-focused recognition videos. And we sprinkled a few surprise fun days in to keep engagement high. The transformation has been absolutely powerful. Students not only understand what it means to be Bison Strong, they live it. Teachers regularly offer praise using Bison Strong cards, and when Buffy comes, oh, watch out. The students love Buffy. Substitutes often tell me how uplifting the environment feels, and families beam when their students receive recognition or a yard sign for their house. Research confirms that PBIS, when it's implemented with fidelity, it creates safer, more engaging learning spaces and strengthens academic outcomes for all kids. What this really is about, though, is making Bison Strong a way of life, not just a phrase. We lift each other up, we learn from mistakes, and we take thoughtful risks rooted in shared values. Because once a bison, always a bison, who carry strong wherever they go, wherever they roam. And that's why we say that it's always a great day to be a bison, so let's all be Bison Strong.
So my story with Second Creek starts back in May of 2019. At that point, I was no stranger to interviews for assistant principal positions. I think I had been through about 11 of them, maybe 15. At that point, I was starting to wonder if I should just put professional interviewer on my resume. I interviewed everywhere. When I interviewed at Second Creek, I started with the usual screening, the round robin. In the gym, there was tons of people there, and then nothing. I didn't get the call to move on to the presentation phase until the next day. So of course I figured this was just another thank you, but no thank you. But I showed up, I gave my presentation, and here's the plot twist. I made Denise cry, and if you know Denise, some of us are left here that still remember Denise, and she's here as a sub quite a bit. You know, if you know Denise, you know this can go either way. Luckily for me, this time, it was the good kind of tears because I got the job. Fast forward to July of 2019. Teachers and students weren't back yet, but I came in early. I walked down the hallway, saw my name on the new office door, and there it was, Anna Marlott, assistant principal. After 2 years of trying and many interviews and lots of no's, that nameplate meant more to me than seeing my name on neon lights on the Las Vegas Strip, really. I even texted Will Pierce and sent him a picture, and I told him my name on lights because I was so excited. I loved being the assistant principal here. I got to know so many amazing staff, so many students and families. We navigated COVID together. We learned more technology than we ever dreamed possible. And most importantly, we cared for kids through it all. The community at Second Creek was incredible. They were willing to learn, willing to work hard, and they really impressed me. The work was challenging, but the memories we made together are some of my favorite memories. In 2022, I became the principal, and I have truly loved every minute. Yes, even the hard conversations and the tough days. Second Creek is a deeply kid-focused place. We make all of our decisions based on what is good for kids, and that kid focus is what keeps me going. It has been the honor of my life to lead this incredible Bison community.
Now, the pen is in your hand. What will your story be? Let's live a great story together at Second Creek.
And in her case, well, that'd be, oh Lordy.
Hey Michelle, do you remember when we were trying to make that movie for the staff and we could not find a picture of Sherry with her ponytail?
Yeah, and so we decided to try and recreate it using AI.
AI for the win. Woo!